Welcome to Magical Aspirations, a podcast for magical people where we aspire to gather all of the knowledge magic has to offer, a place to illuminate and demystify all things magical. Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to Magical Aspirations. It is Adreyauna here. I'm also joined by one of our lovely, fantastical, the birth mother of this union between Reverend Raven and Elisa and I. We have Michelle the Oracle joining us today, tapping into all the watery feels, Gemini season, summer, whatever else that we're going to talk about. Michelle is the reason that we all have all come together. She hosted a tarot class, which y'all have heard us talk about. And then from there, everything else is history. So we're so blessed and honored to have her. And Michelle, why don't you say hello?
Hello. Hi.
And we also have Reverend Raven here. Hey.
Caco!
All right.
Good morning.
Can you make that your normal intro from here on
I know.
out?
I will. Okay, it's done.
So was this the first time the caca came out?
I think the second time.
Second
okay.
time.
Oh yeah, no, it's a thing now. Yeah, that has to be a thing.
Well, during one of our episodes when we were, of course, talking about birds and bird symbolism, right at that moment, a crow flew right by my window. So then I had to call him out, of course. And I have to throw this in there that right now it's the Blue Jays. For some reason, there is a Blue Jay orgy going on in my yard over the last couple of days.
Hello.
I have never seen so many Blue Jays in one spot in my entire life. And yesterday we saw 6 at once. And right now I'm looking at 2 beautiful males. So I think they're getting territorial because they're kind of dive bombing each other and pushing each other away and stuff like that. So I've definitely got that bird magic going on again today here.
I love that. Thank you so much, Michelle, for joining us. Why don't you tell people a little bit about who you are and yeah.
Isn't that yeah, tell people what I am. And gosh, what am I? Well, my human name is Michelle. I was born in the state of California and have been blessed to have this crazy 52 years of a human life that's taken me from this place to this experience to that story to destiny. And here I am today. And it's like that's who am I? Well, I'm all that. And a bag of chips. I don't know. But I'm all that. I'm all those 52 years of experience and story and so much introspection and lessons that I've learned about who this person really is, and learning to chat with her and love her and parent her and guide her as God to herself. And so that's who I am.
I love that. So that's where I was going to segue into. You keep referring to, well, this human, this, this form and everything. Your name on here now, you identify as Michelle the Oracle. How did you realize that you were an oracle?
It's so funny because I've been asked this question a few times by myself. I've asked myself, Michelle, who are you to say that you're an oracle, and what does that mean? And then, of course, I've had countless humans outside me in my story ask that same question. What is that? Right now, the answer I can give you about what is and why. Well, Michelle is my human's name. You come out of your mom, woohoo, here I am. And the nurse who's there to help your parents, gives them a piece of paper and says, hey, give them a name and then fill out the rest of this shit. So they put their address, their mother's maiden name, what ethnic group they are, and blah, blah. And I live in this neighborhood and this is my address and my, my career and blah. And then they name us. So my name, Michelle, that comes with a story. Me coming out of my mother in California and my father and the whole human story of that. Well, I'm Michelle. What's the oracle part? Well, so Michelle's had this crazy gift her whole life and an awareness. I'm just going to call it out. She fucking knew, she had an awareness that she was connected to everything around her. And she knew it, but she was born as Michelle into this family who was Catholic and dysfunctional, and they had a slew of wonderful, horrible things that she got to learn from and be programmed with and experience. But I always had this connection to everything. I knew what everybody was feeling. And I noticed something about myself, that I attracted humans. They would come and sit with me and just yak, 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 yak. And then they would sit there and wait for an answer. And I would have an answer. And then they would feel better. And then we'd flit away and then kind of do our own thing. Now, this happened in my own family, again, and I'm telling you, there was great things about the family and there was some dis-ease in the family. And I was aware and can see it all. And, you put this little Pisces in the middle of a bunch of dysfunction as a healer is what I am. And I got to see all of it and experience all of it. And in my experience in New Orleans, since I've been here and I'm on year number 11, I've learned how to love that about this human, Michelle. And the oracle vision that I have is I have this ability to get there with whoever is with me. I have some kind of vibration to who Michelle is and what she agreed to do while she gets this blessing of an experience on this wonderful planet with these crazy, awesome people. And I help them understand that they are what I am, and to love that, what I've loved, and to live in the space that they are.
Wow. That is so powerful. And I think that is a really...
Did that shit make sense?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I haven't, okay, so straight talk. I haven't heard Michelle give that answer like that before. You know what I mean? It's really amazing to hear that. And I felt her adjust, and you heard her clear her throat and the whole thing. And that, I love that. I fucking love that. That's where I am. Yeah, I'll take that shit. Yes.
Yeah. Well,
yes.
While you were talking, then I was thinking about back to our relationship with you and us going through not only the divination class, but then we started having afterwards kind of like a play session where we would do divination or other spiritual practices and
intuitive play group.
Yeah, and things like
Yes.
that. And just to see your connection with each of us individually, you were who we needed in that moment as a teacher and a mentor.
I mean,
yeah,
the hermit, that, my whole hermit self, which everything is very number 9 right now. It's very pivotal on the number 9. And that hermit vibration of, it's not that the hermit's the Mac Daddy teacher and everybody should be bowing down and shit. It's just that the hermit has stopped its reality and went, what is all this? And experiences self and connection to all that is, and then puts it together that the outside reality is a manifestation of that, and then just lives it authentically, not one way or the other. You can interject anything your mind wants to, but the fact is that they're free. And that freedom is a vibration. And what that hermit does is it lights the other people to want that same thing. And that's what energy does. You have to go where the hermit's going because the hermit is you. You know what I mean? It's it's not that there's a bunch of teachers around right now. It's just that the energy is becoming authentic and we're all becoming this hermit energy, living authentically, speaking a truth, being real. There's no Santa Claus, little boy. Like, like being real and honest, and that creates a shift, and it lights everything on fire.
And I think that it encourages other people too, that when they see people like you being so authentic and
Well, girl, I
being
can't. Yeah, that's
themselves,
right.
it's an inspiration to others and be like, wow, I could be that too. Like, I don't have to be this certain way to be a spiritual practitioner. Um,
Mm.
I was gonna say, whenever Adriana and I met in the class, we both were very, I would say, nervous about our skills and abilities and like downplaying what we could do because we felt like we weren't this like master diviners,
Mm-hmm.
And you guys thought I did?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah, you were the
I'm sorry.
teacher.
I'm holding my own hand right now, laughing at that, going, and they thought you were
Right,
some kind of fucking master? I love
right.
that shit. Like, even
Yeah,
now, but
yeah.
Yeah.
And now
I'm
Adriana has her own spiritual business where she does this kind of shit for a living. Like, how
girl.
fucking cool.
It's wild. Wow. I think that I love that you were talking about the hermit, because it just reminds me of how when I was looking up like different hermit, like when learning tarot, it was all about like go within, go within, go within. Yes, but the hermit is like so much more. It's a very expansive card. And I think it was, like when you were teaching on the hermit, you really honed and like were saying there is so much more to the hermit, and there's other shit about the hermit that, each one of us is going to get from it. And I think that was very monumental in the way that my tarot practice expanded from there on out. So it pushed me to think beyond like what's showing up face value and to really dive deep, and to also allow the cards to show up differently when I read, and maybe when I'm in a different stage in my life or whatever the case may be. The definition of the hermit or whatever card may shift based on what is needed in the moment. So all
Mm.
hell, all hell.
I mean, yeah, that's I'm lost. I'm just lost in the beauty of the whole quilt of the whole thing. You
Yeah.
have to understand, like, I wish I could plug myself into a TV or something, so that you could all experience how I experience my moment to moment. And the best way that I can explain it is, if you could picture, I'm sitting in the middle of a diamond, the most clearest diamond that you can imagine. And humans, the whole resistance to their imagination is part of the journey. But if you could open up this imagination and this clarity of this diamond, don't get lost in the story of how much do diamonds cost, where do we get them. That's all part of the story, the chapters of that diamond. But I'm sitting inside this diamond that's so clear, so focused, and there's facets on this diamond. There's cuts on it, and we as humans understand diamond cut, all the facets and all the different cuts and engagement rings and the story of marriage, and we connect all these things. But let all that go. Our mind starts to make all these stories, but I'm in this clear diamond that has all these facets that are cut in different ways that, if I let my imagination truly go wild, I can barely conceive a minute portion of how many facets are in this clear diamond. And I'm sitting inside this, and I have access to all this all the time, on top of me, below me, to the left, to the bottom, to the every which way. And that breaks off into different ways and patterns. And the only human word that I can tell you right now is like a quilt. But it's galactic, it's huger, it's bigger than that. And so when you guys tell me stories, or remember when, I'm in the middle of this diamond and I see each and every one of you in the class, and I see all the facets of you and the experiences that I have and the feelings, because I'm Pisces, so I record the feeling, the vibration of it. And so when you told this little story, it just, every facet broke open. And what you and I and Reverend Kaka is doing right now, and the people that are listening, we're breaking all that open into their reality. I mean, it's all magic.
It
Yes.
I
is.
mean, this is so
Yes.
expansive, and that's where we are. Gemini is so expansive because it's the
Mhm.
freak in the sheets and the lady on the streets, and it's everything in our closet, in our basement, in our attic, and what we can see, and it's beautiful, and it's our journey into loving that. And Gemini is so social, and look at me and let me shine. And we all have been talking about, we've been playing down, we've been playing low, we've been keeping quiet, we've been shh is a very big thing right now. Every human is touching that. I've been playing so small. You're right. So let's let go of that. Let's move on and play bigger. Just go.
Wow.
Fucking go. Because Gemini walks in the room, and I've got two amazing Geminis in my life. And they fucking love each other. Like, they were instant boom, boom twins when they met. But the two Geminis in my life, I can see they walk into a room and you want to know them. You want to talk to them. You want to touch them. And when you get inside them as the sun Gemini that they were born to be, they have this self doubt. Keep quiet. You don't want to make anybody feel bad. Like, they have so much inner resistance. Not a judgment. It's just part of the chapter of Gemini. And we're in Gemini right now. And we're at a place where we kind of have like Forrest Gump, how Forrest Gump ran and the fucking things came off his legs. And he was like, so that's where humans are right now in space and time clock. Like, we fucking busted loose. You know what I mean? And so
Mm.
it's like, play big. What are you afraid of? Like, who cares if they don't like what you're wearing? Not even fuck them. Just shine. The hermit would never be like, oh, well, I'm so sorry. The sun doesn't fucking apologize for being hot. We're in New Orleans. We all complain, it's hot. But the sun doesn't sit there and go, oh, I'm so sorry, little New Orleanian. It does its thing. It does its fucking job. Like, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? And that's
Mhm.
where human space and time is, like, right now. That's your opportunity.
Mm.
Everything that you and everyone who listens admires in whatever they're hearing, they have to understand that's inside them, and that's what's being asked to come out of you. I need you all to do that. I need everyone to take that self journey. That's the only way that Michelle the human is going to get to experience heaven on earth.
Hmm.
And I ain't
Wow.
clocking out this time without experiencing fucking heaven on earth. Yes, Capricorn, it is possible. And they believe me now. Capricorn
Yeah.
believes me now. Capricorn fucking holds me up as a fish on the mountain and goes, look what's fucking possible. So we've
Mm.
come a long way in a Saturn's laughing time. Saturn.
Mm.
Yeah.
Saturn's just
Mm.
sitting there, ha ha time. What did you think? Uh
Right. And I think
huh.
that that brings up a really good point too, that a lot of times we're hung up on not only like, oh, what are they going to think of this, or what are others going to say about what I'm doing or whatever, but also that time frame question too. I feel like I personally get stuck in the question of, well, how long is this going to take? Well, I'm not doing this fast enough. I'm not reaching my goal fast enough. I wanted to be here, 3 years ago or whatever. I think that we hold ourselves back by being married to the time construct. And I think that that's a lesson that I partially learned from you as well, Michelle, is, you're like, what the fuck is time? What is it? Who cares if it was, 3 months ago or it's 3 years from now? It
Well, I
doesn't
mean,
matter.
yeah,
You're doing
yeah.
things when it's supposed to be, and not us being like hung up on, oh, I should have done this then, or I should be doing this now. If it's part of your story, then live it and do it.
That's what awareness and consciousness is. Yes.
Mm. Hmm.
Have you ever seen an explosion? You know? Kaboom. Well, in one reality, it happened like that. Kaboom. In another
Mm.
reality, it slowed down. And that's why I say
Mm.
Saturn. Saturn comes in and goes, okay, here's our chapter and lesson of time. And what do you do with it? And it's huge. Imagine that sitting in the middle of that diamond of just the concept of time. Boom, 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 boom. All these facets open up. Well, the humans tell me it's almost 10 o'clock right now. They tell me it's Sunday. I'm somewhere in the month of June. There's that time. And it's you can get lost in it, ask Stephen Hawking, like you can get lost in it. But
Mhm.
the truth is, what we're experiencing right now could have been over millions of years ago. We could have been an explosion. Kaboom. This could already work. We could be in another consciousness reality. But it's this connection to this awareness that is the lesson of planet Earth. That's why it's such a gift. You get to stop and go, oh, look, there's green. Oh my God, that's red. Fucking hell, that's cold. Wow, that's
Mhm.
magnificent. Geez, that's really sucks. Because in the grand scheme of space and time and Saturn, it can go, did it?
Mm.
And it's an awareness of that. Where are you? Are you a rock? Are you a squirrel? Are you an alien? Are you something that we haven't even named yet because we don't even know?
Mhm.
And
Mm.
that's why this lesson of slow down, Earth. Wow. Yeah. But the lessons are leveling up. We can't be stuck in that time. You can see the humans that are trying to rewind the record, old school, with the rick, and they're trying, they're trying to hold a certain thing, and you see what it's doing, and it's too late. Momentum has already gone. Everything has to evolve. That's what energy and space and time is. That's what everything is. It's an evolution. It doesn't stay stuck. And we're getting unstuck. We've always been unstuck. We've get out of the construct of stuck.
Yeah.
Change it. You can keep the energy of what stuck feels like, but take the actual stuckness out.
And how do we do that?
Well, that's the see, and the clearing of the throats. Like this was an
Yep.
early lesson for Michelle. When I first came out as Michelle the Oracle, I remember in my early like videos and shit, I did live stuff on Facebook, and I was always so nervous, and it was when, like, it's so funny, I call it coming out, and I can feel my energy shift because I go back to her, what she felt like when she was first telling people, I'm Michelle the Oracle. Anyway, I had an early lesson of clearing the throat, and it was a real trigger because in my humans programming, I was taught that when a human clears their throat, they're lying. And so when I would broadcast and stuff and be speaking my truth, it would come with a lot of throat clearing. And I was like, that was my first, well, not my first, but one of the first lessons that I was aware of that I was actually embracing and taking advantage to learn and really master is that, see, and she got lost.
Mm.
She got
I feel
lost.
that. I feel that.
And there's a letting go of that, like this
Mm.
control mechanism. You guys feel that? Do you see where I just went? I'm
Mhm.
lost.
Mhm. Mhm. The same thing. It's so funny. I'm glad you brought that up because the same thing happened with me when I was trying to like be out and open, coming out. So this is our spiritual coming out story, y'all. But I would always get that ball in my throat like when you're about to cry and it's just like it sits right there and it's so heavy. And it would always make me feel like sadness and thinking that me being myself, being more authentic, sharing whatever comes up for me was like a point of sadness, and it wasn't. It wasn't, because I had been conditioned that, if my throat is doing this thing, then I must not need to speak. That was the story that I kept
Mm.
telling myself over and over again growing up. But and I think it's just because, if you're a great speaker and you can, communicate or whatever, then you do it with a clear, direct, and approachable voice. And so when I had those issues with my throat, like closing up pretty much, it was like it really fucked with my psyche a
Yeah.
lot.
Yeah.
But then, like, I had this moment where, it was this really intense dream actually with my great-grandmother. She came to visit me in a dream, and she just, like, pointed at my throat, and she just kept pointing at my throat, and when I woke up, I was, like, nearly in tears because it made me realize that, like, I have to say what I have to say. If it comes out, it's barely a
Yes.
whisper, or if I have to clear my throat a little bit or whatever, that it has to come out regardless. You have to speak, you
Yes.
have to share. So I feel,
Yes.
yeah.
I
And
feel that lesson so hard. Like the whole time that you were sharing that story, I'm just like over here getting goosebumps because whenever I was a child, I was heavily involved in 4-H and I was big into public speaking. And the public speaking competition was always in the middle of the fair. And I also showed pigs. So, what that meant is I spent the entire week in a barn with shavings, pigs. I was up late taking care of them. And public speaking competition was always on show day as well. So, the most stressful day at the entire year, I got to give a speech in front of a bunch of strangers. And so
Ooh.
my voice would always be like kind of scratchy because I'm kind of allergic to pine shavings. I was out in the heat and everything else. But so it was always really challenging for me to project appropriately. And even, the first few years, we didn't even have mics. So I'm up on stage trying to speak loud enough for everyone to hear the message that I'm trying to share. And so that was a lesson that I had to learn, like, no matter what is going on physically, if I have a message that's important enough to share, it is going to come out. And it is my job and my duty and my responsibility to work through whatever physical thing so I can share that message. That has been something that has been really an important lesson that's carried on as I have gone forward with my spiritual practice. And as Reverend Raven, I am, officiating hand fastings and leading public ritual and things like that. I have to get over myself and like, oh, am I saying the right word in the right order? What if I say the wrong god or goddess that I meant to, or whatever, all of these things in the back of my head. But at the end of the day, I got to get the fuck over myself because I'm sharing a message from spirit. It's not about me and my ego or how my voice sounds or whatever. It's the message that I am channeling from spirit. That's the important part.
I
Mm.
feel that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I feel that.
Absolutely.
But yeah, so it's so funny. I was put on pause so that that would happen. And since I've learned how to trust this journey, I can continue with this story that early in the video stuff that I was doing, I kept clearing my throat. And all of a sudden, I started talking about that. And I remember I went back and watched the video because I have to go back and watch my videos because I'm not really sure what's going on. Plus, I want to absorb the lesson as well. And I remember watching it and hearing this lesson that when a human is clearing their throat, they're literally clearing this thing called a throat chakra and about to speak a truth. And that comes from a solar plexus area that's located underneath their ribs. It's the sun, it's the color of the sun. It's a yellow vibration that holds all of us together, just like the sun in our human solar system holds this whole place together. It's the same type of concept. And everything initiates from this solar plexus, like, gut thing that is a fire within each of these human bodies. There's a vibrational fire and it comes up through this throat chakra, and the greatest blessing. And I understand when there's anger and bitterness and judgment of that journey, but you can talk about it in a way that we experienced this kind of oppressive thing in our throat, but now there's such a freedom that I clear everything and everything is clear and comes out clear. And it's a new way of experiencing that throat chakra and communication and how vital it is and how you can just hold yourself at a vibration without any thought. Because trust me, our minds don't want to work this hard anymore. Our minds are at 5 of Swords surrender a long time ago. It's the human condition that wants to hold on to this comfortable discomfort that they're stuck in. But like I told you, the record player is going. There's an energy of a rick, but we've learned how to master that. And so we're moving. The record keeps going. And this is when it's getting really exciting. Don't you remember graduating from high school? freedom. I'm going to college. I'm traveling the planet. I'm fucking going to sit on a couch. Like whatever you felt is where we're at right now. And it's full fuck Gemini. Take it off. There's nothing to be ashamed of. You're a woman, you're a man, you're fat, you're skinny, you're this, you're that. Get the fuck over that in a really loving way. In a really loving way. That was a chapter we had to learn. That was something we had to experience. Take a deep breath on that. And the record starts going.
So the lesson of Gemini is really to be fully yourself.
Why are you asking me a question? I mean, I love you, but why are you asking me the question? It's an affirmation. Our questions are affirmations. Your question is an affirmation. So the next time you ask a question, listen to that question. That's your inner solar plexus coming out and communicating with you, but in an affirmational way. And you're still seeing it as a doubt and a question. You're Rick. And see it, but it's loving. It's not angry. It's not frustrating.
Right.
You know, it's very, and that's what Michelle, the fucking human, gets to be, is like this ball of love. Like I'm the luckiest motherfucker on the planet. I get to just be this ball of love. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's why I want to talk to everyone. I want everyone to know this, that this is them. This is you. This is what you are. This is what you come from. But I came from, yes, it's a vibration. I'll sit there with you. Yes. Yes, that was the story. Yes. And I can love it and hug it and invite it to move on. And like I said, our minds are done. They're 5 of swords. They're done. I'm done. I'm surrendered. I don't want to fight anymore. Mars has changed. Mars has lost things. Mars has shown its cock, tried to fight and got hurt and now understands it. And you know, the same with the feminine. It understands, it creates stuff, and it's got to be responsibly creative, not oppressively creative. It comes with conditions. It's got to be love. And both of those yin and yang energies inside yourself are connecting. And those are the ultimate twins. That's the ultimate ice skater, power, force, sun. Spin on that shit. Don't worry if you have enough money to buy that latte. Go get that latte. Trust that instinct that told you, go get it. But speak the truth. Don't go to some place that abuses people and doesn't respect. You got to be responsible with the energy that you have. Ooh, she got a little, whoa.
Whoa.
See, and that's okay.
That change.
Like take that ride.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad, because everyone who's listening to this is going to experience that shift in energy and be responsible with that and be aware. Holy shit, I'm connected to that. Yes, my beloveds, you're all connected to that. We're all connected to that.
Yeah, and that actually brings me back to we mentioned earlier about tarot and things like that. Other forms of divination. That's really just us tapping into spirit and the universe. Whatever kind of tool that you want to use, or whatever speaks the most to you, you can use. But it's really that connection with spirit.
That's why we put it there.
Yeah.
And the
There's
resistance
symbols,
to it.
right?
Yeah.
There's symbols for us to recognize the messages.
Yes. And because of space and time and everything is connected, you could be that conservative Christian who looks at tarot cards and goes, that's evil. Or you can be the hippie liberal who goes, woohoo, tarot cards. You know, and you get to play every energy in between those two. They're all vibrations. That's the gift of Earth. It's how long you sit on those things that causes a slowdown or a speed up.
Yeah, so one of my new decks is an oracle deck called the Sacred Rebels Oracle, and I'm really digging it. Whenever we were hopping on here, I went ahead and pulled a card out of it, and it was number 13, Power of Attraction. Yeah. And it's beautiful. Wow. And it's, you know, the figures in it, it's a man and a woman, and they're each putting a hand out, and there's this energy between them, this bright light energy between the two hands, and they're sharing, you know, that energy. And so to me, it is, you know, within each of us, that power of attraction, our duality, our yin and yang, like you were saying earlier, but also for us to be able to attract beings that are supposed to be on our path. Like for us to all find each other at that time that we really needed that. We needed that inspiration. We needed to learn those lessons.
Or Leo, hold on, because your season's next. Hold on, slow down. Okay. Ooh.
Yeah.
I love that fire, Leo. I really do.
Yes.
The words can shift.
Mhm.
The vibration can shift.
Mm.
Ooh, we just watered that down. Like I can feel that. It's almost like when you're camping and you're putting your fire out for the night, but we're not putting this fire out. We're just slowing it down, Leo. It's because, and it's funny, but you just talked about speeding up. Yes, 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 and yes. But I also said responsibly with vibration. And I was riding with you on your surfboard, Kaka, and the things that we're creating felt familiar. And that's not where we're headed. We're heading to things that are unfamiliar.
Uncharted
so what did
territories.
you just say? Huh?
Said uncharted territories.
Right. So what were you just talking about, Becky?
Power of attraction, and that we meet others that are, that we're supposed to meet
So
on our
we're going to change those
journeys.
words. They're already here. Why are we trying, Leo? Why do we have to try to find and allow the people and to let divine time? It's already here. It's already. And again, we're not correcting you, but you're holding the energy and vibration of Leo, and that's next. And we want to fully recognize Gemini before we get to this. And because when we get to Leo this year, this time and space, this Saturn, it's going to come with different, those people are already here. My tribe's already here. I don't have to work so hard. I can just be a lion. I don't have to really roar. I don't have to ask, am I on the right path, or cut out people or stop certain behaviors. I just need to accept that I'm right here, right now. And that's Leo's gift.
Wow. Wow. I'm just soaking that all in.
Yeah, me too.
Are you crying?
Yep.
I love you. I know, I love you. And I love that they did this because this was our dynamic in class. I'm Pisces and Leo is so rawr, and it's me and Michelle the human tackling her Leo aspect. And, I was always not afraid, but hesitant to not correct, but guide Becky, the human, and she felt resistance. And thank God she allowed we had authentic relationship in that learning and guiding and not taking things personal and rising to a different level. It's funny because I just noticed that Michelle started calling you Becky instead of Kaka. You know what I mean? Because we're turning the dial. There's different aspects of everything that happens that you can dial to. And we're just dialing to those different frequencies, like on a radio. So I love that you just did that and you cried. I fucking love that. Oh my God.
That's how I know when it's something authentic, honestly. It doesn't mean I'm sad or I'm upset or whatever. When
and
I
you don't
start
even have to explain that anymore.
I'm just
don't explain that anymore, Becky. Don't explain that. I'm crying. Period. Why? I don't know. You go figure it out. The hermit doesn't stop itself. It cares, but it lives authentic. And that's the lesson and what you're shining. And like I said, Leo season coming. And, Leo's worked very hard to pull that thorn out of their own fucking paw because they put it there themselves. And I get that. And I feel into that. And I love that. And because I am the consciousness that's moving the fish, I kiss it and I grab Leo and let's go. You're a fucking lion. Let's go. Let's go. But you're a fish, Michelle. It's okay. Go with it. Trust me. This shit's fine. It's going to be good. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And that's powerful. That's so powerful because it's united. It's united in freedom of self. And America is experiencing their Pluto return this July 4th. They were born July 4th, 1776. And it's their Pluto return this July 4th, 2022. Astrologically, can I talk about it? Not as good as Christopher Witecki, Molly McCord, Rick Levine. Even I keep calling him the Lion Cub, and I don't want him to get offended, but I have taken the Leo King down to the Lion Cub. My roommate had to point this out. She's like, you keep calling him the Lion Cub. And I had to stop and realize that's what Leo needs. He calls himself the Leo King. And, you know, and he needed to be the Lion Cub. He's been in Lion Cub. And it's, you know, so they could talk more masterfully about the astrology that's happening, but I am aware of the energy of Pluto, which is, you know, this planet that's free fuck out there, that's death. And you can dial into Pluto whenever you'd like, you know, just tell yourself, hey, let's play Pluto, and it'll play you death. And like New Orleanians, we learn death, sad, shit, my knees and cry, why, God, oh shit, here comes a fucking part, but yeah, woo, but I'm still here, wah, wah,
right.
Here comes a hurricane, let's ride the shit, you know, there's a hurricane that we call a cocktail, like, you know, come on, we're riding this ride and experience, and
and transform. Always
evolution. I feel like I need to like a joint.
Wow, yeah.
You mean y'all haven't been smoking? I mean, I'm sitting here with a half-done bowl. Where have you guys been? You know you're with Michelle. Come on, what?
So I guess this is probably already been answered, but what are your magical aspirations?
That's funny because I was looking at my notes and I was like, that's really the only thing that I am like have to ask. And I feel so funny being like,
oh my God.
Michelle's like, whatever, we're just gonna, you know, rule the world. It's fine. Not just the world, the universe, all together.
Oh my God, I love this. This is so funny. Oh, I needed that laugh. Thank you so much. Oh, that felt really good. Not that it's funny, haha. It should, because it's vibrationally funny, and it feels good to laugh and let that out and be grateful for the people that makes you laugh like that and just be right here. So what is Michelle? Because I really do have magical aspirations, and I actually looked it up. I Googled aspirations because, you know, I like to play all the chapters. I like to go down all the roads. So I let my human look up aspirations, even though I can feel into what that means. I wanted to actually see what humans think that means. And then it's funny, I didn't look up magical because I don't want anybody's opinion on what's magical, because I know what's magical.
Yeah.
Everything is magical. You know, you don't believe me? Well, go do the work. Like, find it. You'll trust me. You'll love it. But when I tried to, before we got online here, when I tried to dial into magical aspirations, I was brought to a dimension of when I was a born again Christian, and the church would tell me, where do you want to be when Jesus returns? And so that Jesus returns, let's take that, because that's just a little part of it. So Jesus returns to this human. At that time, it was programmed to believe that there was a person that was going to come out of the sky with some horses and trumpets and shit and a whole to-do. And then it was going to be a judgment day. And you were going to be judged right there, wherever you were in that moment, and good or bad. So that then goes off into another facet. I was raised Catholic, and I was taught that God was this ultimate judge, this old man. He's white. That'll take 5 days to talk about. He's a white man with a beard, and he's on this podium, and he's got this fucking book, and like there's names in blue and names in fucking red, or he has this pen, and he like puts these marks next to your name, and he judges you in every fucking moment. And when that Jesus thing returns out of the sky with trumpets, wherever you're at, you're going to get this fucking judgment. Are you good or are you bad? Whew, and that was put on me for spirituality. Okay, so anyway, going back to magical aspirations. My magical aspiration is the vibration of where do I want to be when this supposed thing shows up? And what I've learned through my own doing readings, having sessions with humans, allowing Michelle the Oracle to be the Oracle and actually sit with humans and allow them to open up to themselves, I've learned that this Jesus thing wasn't going to return like that it was going to actually return through us. Who? All the things that are on the planet. Even the plants? Yes, even the plants, everything. It's an energy, it's an awareness, it's a consciousness. This supposed human came to this planet and said, hey, I'm the light in the way. I'm the fucking hermit. I know shit. This is all bullshit. We're not supposed to be paying stuff. We all have gifts. We all have magic. We all could do this, walk on water, whoop, whoop, whoop. But they chiseled down this story to be that it was just one person. It's only through that and that belief. And you can go to all those chapters. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful story. We all written the most beautiful fucking story ever. And it's beautiful. But where we're at right now is there's a consciousness, there's an awareness that you are the light in the way. And only through you can you find God and have that connection with your own reality. And we're all, because of 2020 and lots of other things, again, astrologically, energetically, we all kind of know this is going on. We're being asked to work through some stuff, speak some truths, and then get the fuck out of the way for these little kids that are walking on the planet right now, because they're not here to save us. They're just going to live authentically, with or without our support. I asked my beautiful 16-year-old when she was on her way to go back home after her last visit, I asked her, what can we do? What can I do? I was talking to her as Michelle the mom. What can I do to help you and your generation? Because I understand they're different. They are definitely crystalline. They don't even have auras, these people. They're already here. Again, they're not here to save the planet, but they're going to live authentically with or without your participation. Their record's playing. And I asked her, what can I do to help you guys be that? Do I need to get the old people to apologize? Do I need to knock down government? What do I need to do as Michelle the mom? And she took just a couple seconds of thought, and she came at me with, just tell everybody to get out of our way.
Respect.
And that, dude,
wow.
and she's full fuck
Respect.
cancer, girl. I could talk forever about my kids, but she's full fuck cancer. Like, she's already gangster, and she's bringing her best friend who's a gangster. I mean, girl, my house is about to rock like for the next week. Anyway, so my magical aspiration is to not get people out of the way, but live that truth that I've already done these 52 human years that I've gotten on this special place called Earth, and love the lessons that I've been exposed to, not judge things so much, understand energy and vibration, walk everything back to love within myself, and then hold that possibility for everything outside of myself, because that energy's already returned. Jesus is already here. It's what you think and not what you think. It's what you were told and not what you were told. It's all of it. That's why everyone needs to be made aware of that truth. It's just the truth, and we all know this. We all can feel it. And your resistance and all the doubt in that, it's all valid. We had to go through that. But where are you right now? Where are you right now? Where are you right now? And that's my magical aspiration.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Ashe to that. Ashe.
Girl, I'm trembling. What's happening? I'm trembling. Like, I have nobody here, and I'm trembling. Wow. And it's New Orleans, so it's fucking hot right now. You guys know that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yes.
It's Sunday. It's Sunday. Something special happens to this human on Sunday, and I go to the shop and I cut hair all day, and I love it, and the clients love it, because I'm just like, it's Sunday. Like, there's a different vibration to Sunday. Like, even Wednesday is like, yeah, fuck yeah, Sunday. Like, Sunday just feels like share, community, bring together all the stuff you have in your pantry. Like, let's cook it and share and talk, and not like waggle the fucking finger and brimstone and fucking hell. It's a real energy of community, and let's chat. But it's different, and it's possible, and it's already here, and it's already going, and it's already available. Get the fuck out of the way. And I say that in the most loving way, because my daughter says stuff with love, and she said, tell them to get out of the way, but I know she meant tell them to get the fuck out of the way. And I, as a balanced energy, I respect that request because I've demanded that within myself.
Mm-hmm.
I have a human question.
I love it.
About Michelle the human. You mentioned cutting hair, and that was something that I wanted to bring up. Is your connection with people as a hair magician?
What was the question? I'm sorry.
How do you connect with people when you're cutting their hair? I know that my fabulous husband goes to you for his hair and beard service, and it's definitely more than just cutting hair. I know
Okay,
that
so
you
what has
share a
he said
connection.
when he comes home to
Mhm.
Becky? What does he tell you about his experience with Michelle? What does he say?
That it's like nothing else, like no other haircut that he's ever gotten. When he leaves, I can see the transformation in him, that he is loving and accepting himself.
So that's what I offer, and a really fucking good haircut. Like I'm really good at what I
Yes.
do. Yeah. So you get that and all that. And the thing is, everybody is already set up like that. You go to a bartender, they're already set up like me. You go to your hairstylist, they're already set up like that. You go to a librarian who you just have a few questions, they're already set up. You go to sit on a bus stop and the neighbor, the person next to you, a stranger, homeless or not, has something there. Like every moment you have something already in your reality that's bringing you back home to yourself, to love. That's why it's there. And so that's what you get when you get to open your eyes and look around and see something and experience anything, from using the toilet to getting some coffee to sitting on the couch to tripping and falling. All that stuff is such a gift. And I just happen to be able to cut hair. And whoever I already attract, I don't have to market. I don't have to advertise. I don't have to put up pictures on my Instagram or do a video. Those are all fun things that I got to do on the way to this awareness. But we're heading into the age of Aquarius, which is wah, 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 wah energy. And I've checked the box that I want to level up. I'm okay with leaving the age of Pisces. I'm in Pisces. I am a 21-degree Pisces. And that just means I'm ready for Aquarius. I'm ready to really put this in action, that energy receives what it puts out. If it makes you question and scratch your head, well, take that journey inside yourself. Like ask yourself, what does this bitch mean? And go on that pathway for yourself. But like, you know, I get to like cut hair, and the people, the humans that are attracted into my shop, I'm already aware energetically. Wah, 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 wah. I'm aware that their reality lined up and checked all the boxes to get them in my seat. And then because I'm an oracle, I see them before I meet them. And when I say them, because you guys take up all space and time. When I'm with any human, you guys take up all my space and time. You're so much bigger than the meat suit that you're wearing. That's been my journey of learning how to balance that outside thing that I knew you guys were with this human meat suit and story that you were projecting. And so I already just, whether they ask me for, hey, I heard you were Michelle the Oracle, or hey, I Googled and I saw that you were a reader, and hey, what does this mean? What's this tarot card? Because, you know, I got my thing set up with tarot boxes and skeletons and shit like that. So whether the human asks about that or whether we just have a regular conversation, that human experiences themselves. They get to be with themselves. That's what I offer. That's what Michelle the Oracle is. When you're with me, whether we're in person or you're listening even to this podcast, you're hearing my words and the vibration that's specifically designed just for you. Am I special? Yes, I'm special, but so are the rest of you. You all have this same thing. Are we all here to be preachers on the mount? Maybe. I don't know. Go try it. All I know is there's enough. There's enough. And get out of the way. Like I want everyone to live this free and this awareness and and yeah.
I love that. I love that about you, Michelle. I can always tell whenever you are channeling a message from spirit. I ask a question and then it's like, nope, it's over here. Here's your answer. It's like, I'm not just trying to be nice to you because you're my friend. Spirit is saying, get the fuck over yourself. Come on.
but in the most loving
And I
way,
love
right?
it.
It's
That's
so
what
much
I'm
love. It's
saying.
so much
Like,
love. It's so much support.
yes.
You can say, let's get the fuck over it, but it comes with love. It
Yes.
comes with the journey. It comes with, yes, I'll be there in the darkness with you. I'll fucking hold your hand. I'll take the whippings. I'll take the battering that you took. But I got to tell you, I'm not going to stay there. I'm going to hold that vibration and walk it to love, because that's what I've had to do with my own owies. And in the hopes that that'll generate your fire and your connection to your own solar plexus that just opens up everything. And you allow yourself to expand into what is, and that's the sun. Right now, the sun is in the sign of Gemini, yin and yang, the freak and the regular. And there is no difference. They're both the same. If I go far to the right, I become conservative, all these things. I can go all these words. But the truth is, if I lean right, eventually I'll go so far that I'm actually left. The left will go so far that it'll connect to the right. So it never lets go of each other. We can fight for days and days, but what they tried to explain to you of Mars and Venus, Mars done fighting, Venus done sacrificing, and everything wants to be in alignment. And you either checked that box or you didn't. And do we have to fight? Well, I don't think so. If you're fighting, well, then you're fighting yourself. And,
Yeah.
you know, I don't know. But trust me, she's still there. If someone's in my face and they're speaking a false and they're trying to rock the thing, I will speak truth. I will clear my throat and I will stand up no matter where I'm at. And I will call out truth, because that's also what's necessary in Aquarius. You cannot lie. You hold anything in your back pocket. If you do anything with manipulation or malintent, it's almost like Monopoly, but you will not collect the $200. Spiritually, it'll feel really heavy. And we've already bore that. We've already gone through that. And, you know, it's just asking for sameness, and it's too late. Too late.
I feel so full.
Oh my God, I am too. I'm just like, and I'm so glad they let me tell you guys the story of, you know, being inside that diamond. You can envision that you're sitting in that all the time. That's what's possible. And the thing is, you can't even conceive what's possible. So when you lean into that awareness, it becomes even more expansive. And then your classes level up, just like your brain already told you, I don't want to go back there anymore. Like, I'm tired. Let's go learn something else. It's agreeing with you. Jump, go. It's already too late. I mean, if I had to label, you know, in tarot cards, like, where are we? Because it spins like a dial, you know. Sometimes it goes real fucking fast, 0 to 21, you know? You know what I mean? That major arcana. Sometimes it goes like real fast. Zoop. 0 to 21. I just learned that sometimes it does. It takes 21 human years to literally go from the Fool to the Magician, you know, to the High Priestess, to the Empress, to the Emperor, all the things. And, you know, and then you have certain relationships where, oh, where are you guys? Well, I'm in the Hierophant right now. You know what I mean? It's like you can timetable that. But yeah, I'm not sure where they were going with that one, but that felt really good. And that's what it is. It's so quick. It's just like, oh yeah, if I had to label, that's funny. Because it says Water, Tiny Dancer by Elton John, Madman Across the Water. Literally, so I got Pandora playing, and that's what's Tiny Dancer, Elton John, Madman Across the Water. And look who you're talking to. Anyway, so, you know,
love it.
I'm just saying.
Love it.
Right. Yeah, I'm
This
not
has
sure
been
where they
so
were going.
amazing.
I know, and I'm lost again. So let's just let that go with that.
Yeah.
And on that note, she's swimming away. Well, what I love is that in listening to this conversation that we've all been having, like this past hour, I love the questions that it's going to trigger inside the people that hear this. What did they mean by that? And then allowing themselves to go down that pathway to find clarity for themselves, you know, to really answer these questions. That's why your guys' calling, or that initial pop in your solar plexus, hey, let's do a podcast. and all your resistance and your surrender to it. That was all part of the lesson. And just walk in the hermit energy and owning that shit and recognizing that we play too small and it's time to come out. And, you know, pride. Yeah, I do have pride in lesbians and gays. And trust me, I'm Pisces. I get it all. I'm all kinds of flexible. But let's take that and move that energy and into acceptance. Do you think my great great grandchild is going to say, I'm male, I'm female? No, they're just going to be like, hey, I'm here, like I'm this. You know what I mean? And we're all going to just own it. That's why we love New Orleans. You could wear a costume on a fucking Thursday in the middle of February, and no one will be like, what the fuck are you doing? They all get it. They're going to take your picture. They're going to hold your hand. They're going to be like, look at this thing living authentic.
They're going to say, I love your outfit.
Right? Where did you get that? Did you make that?
And all your resistance. Why are they dressed up?
Right.
It's too hot to be wearing that. All your resistance, yeah, that's part of your journey. That's part of your own awareness. That's part of your own lesson. Isn't it beautiful? Don't you love it? Keep going. Like,
keep going. Keep going.
Yeah, and that's all I got. Straight up. She can't talk. She's straight up done.
So where can people find you, Michelle the Oracle?
You know, that's the thing. Does she have a website? Does she, you know, no. Did she think about it? Does she know how irresponsible business? She walked all those chapters, really. I tried my hardest. I did put intent, but sometimes it didn't produce, and I'm okay with that. And even that was a journey into love for myself. How can you find me? Well, you did. My name's Michelle the Oracle. Get on Google, get on a search engine, ask your mama and them, who's Michelle the Oracle? You know, ask your highest self, what the fuck do they mean? And you'll find me. It's the age of Aquarius. I don't have to try. It just is. But all I can tell you is my human did express about 3 months ago, I want to talk to everyone. What does that mean? I want everyone to hear this. I want everyone to know that about themselves. I want everyone to be aware of that. I'm not going to shake it into them. I'm not going to, you know, but every time that I am here, I will have this vibration of unconditional love and acceptance in whatever you are, and that freedom to be whatever you came to do. And that in itself is a return of an awareness. And that in itself brings a shift in the reality. Don't believe me? Fight me. Go on this journey. Try it. Like, so I'm Michelle the Oracle, and that's how you find me. I do have a human phone number that you can find. I have an email, michelletheoracle@gmail.com. I'm on Facebook. I'm on fucking Instagram, TikTok. Does she do that stuff regularly? No. Why? Because she's water. She fucking goes where she wants. It's life. It's how it goes.
Word. I love it.
Thank you times 10 billion for joining us and feeding and pouring into us, everybody who's listening. I feel like I need to listen to this again just to really soak in everything that was shared for sure already.
I know, I told you.
Absolutely.
I always have to go back and see, what did she say? Like, what where are we at right now? Like, what the fuck? Where?
Yeah.
And I'm aware it's me. It's nothing separate from me, but it's a definite teacher of myself. That's how I learn is what is she saying? Where is she going? Where's her true intention? What vibe am I getting off of her freedom or resistance inside of herself? And I love that. Michelle seems to be at really a free place, which means that's where y'all are at. Like, we're all doing this together. We all agreed before we got here. This is what we're going to do.
Absolutely.
We're gangsters.
Yeah. And I just want to express gratitude for us all coming together the way that the universe did that.
Wasn't it perfect?
Yes.
Forever grateful
Absolutely.
for that moment. Yes. Yes. All right, folks, y'all have been nourished today. Whenever you are listening to this, I hope that you enjoyed this conversation. We will be sure to leave all of Michelle's details in the show notes. And thank you for joining us, and stay magical.
One last thing, make sure to let your freak flag fly.
That part.
They're in Gemini season.
I mean, I'm not scared. You might be uncomfortable, but I'm not scared. I'm kidding, but I'm not.
Love it.
All right, love you guys. Thanks for joining.
Bye.
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 Thank you for tuning in to this week's episode of Magical Aspirations. Be sure to like and follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Magical Aspirations to keep up with the latest and the greatest from Annalisa, Adreyauna, and Reverend Raven, and to join in on the Magical Aspirations conversations. Come check out our website, magicalaspirations.com, to find bonuses from our guests, our Magical Aspirations blog, and to reach out to our magical hosts with questions, comments, reviews, or ideas for future episodes. We are so grateful for each and every one of you listening. Thank you again, and as always, stay true to your magic.